Okay, we are going to get started. Thank you all for joining today. We have some exciting things to chat about and to learn about. So today's presentation we have entitled Frugal Summer or Family Fun. So things that we are able to do on a budget or very inexpensively as households, as individuals, and then together as families. So I'm excited for those who are joining us today and as guest speakers, and I will introduce them here in a little bit. So first and foremost, Fair Credit Foundation, that is who is hosting this webinar. We are located in Salt Lake City, and our mission is to teach individuals and families how to manage their finances wisely and improve and sustain their financial well-being. So we are happy that you're here and hope that you might be able to enjoy not just this presentation, but also any other presentation that we have throughout the year. We do hold them monthly, so please come back for more. Some of the other resources that we provide are free financial coaching. We have a debt management program. We have a match savings account, a 2-to-1 savings match. And then we provide financial education and a program that helps you to refinance any payday loans that you might have that are high interest rate. Just a little bit of housekeeping, please, during the duration, keep your mic off if you're just listening and not presenting. And feel free to use the chat as a way of communication or a way of asking questions throughout the PowerPoint. We're going to have a live Q&A, and we'll ask that those guest speakers stay on in case anybody present has any questions for them. And then we are recording this, so if you are uncomfortable with having your face shown on the recording, then you can feel free to turn that video off. So I'm going to take the first 5 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes and just give you some quick ideas as to what you can do as for frugal fun ideas this summer. Here are some of the things that I have enjoyed, not just with my family this summer, but growing up individually. Some of the things that my mom did for me and my siblings are listed here. You can always go for a hike, fly kites, ride bikes, make root beer floats, have a lemonade stand. That was something that I did a lot as a child. And because I did it so much as a child, I have it like a personal pact that I've made to myself that whenever I see little kids selling lemonade, I have to pull over and I have to, the unfortunate thing is a lot of them don't have Venmo or a way to have, I don't always have cash on me. So I need to make sure I have that in my car. So lemonade stands is always a fun entrepreneur idea for kids. Have a water fight, slip and slide, make s'mores. You can make a bird feeder, draw with chalk, finger painting. You can visit the library, and the library is actually one of our guest speakers today. Make popsicles, build a fort, camp in your backyard, have a picnic, make an obstacle course, watch the Olympics. That's coming up this weekend, and how exciting that is that we can watch the Olympics. And that was one of my favorite things growing up. We would watch the Olympics, and I'll never forget getting in very big trouble because we wanted like the gymnastics to get our hands with chalk, but we used flour instead. But then there was all these flour patches throughout our house, and my mom was very upset. Make ice cream in a bag, blow bubbles, hunt for bugs, play in the sprinklers, paint rocks, and then you can go on a nature scavenger hunt. So here's just a few ideas that are free or inexpensive to do as a household. Here is also an idea, movies in the park. There's a lot of cities and counties right now that are offering movies in the park. And how fun is that? I have them listed here by this is just not all as well. This is just a few to mention, as well as what day of the week that they do them. So if any of you are interested in going or you live nearby to some of these, feel free to see what movie is playing at the park during that time and go with your family or go on a date. Just make it so that it's fun for you and inexpensive way to enjoy one another's company. Splash pads. If you are like me and one of the only ways to survive this heat has been swimming or going to a splash park, splash pad is a great way to stay cool in this heat. So here are again just a few to name that are here in the state of Utah. I love a good splash pad, and they didn't have these when I was growing up, and so it's so nice as not only as a parent to have a place for my little one to go and cool off, but also a free way for me to mingle with friends and other moms and dads who go. So here is just a few to here listed. You can see they have some from all the way to northern to southern Utah. I'd love to know, give me a thumbs up, or I guess not a lot of you are on video. Put in the chat a number 2 if you also love splash pads and have gone to a splash pad before. I'd love to see some interaction here and see, okay, yeah, I see some coming through. Splash pads are awesome. They are a lifesaver in this heat. Okay. One other thing that I wanted to mention ongoing is local events that can take place. So I recently heard of Discovery Gateway Museum is doing a free Museum Day on July 31st. So mark your calendars or let your friends and family know that on the 31st from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. they're doing a free day, and you are able to go as long as you register. So on their website, you can go and register the slot of time that you will arrive between that period of time. They are also doing a free health screening on for kids. Or for the adults, you can get a free vaccination there that day. So go join. We love that they get the Discovery Museum at the Gateway. It's a really good time. Another thing that is ongoing is the Gardner Village in South Jordan. Is a bunch of shops, but they have a seasonal scavenger hunt that they do for kids. So right now, due to the 24th celebration of Utah and Pioneer Heritage, they are doing a historic scavenger hunt. So you go from store to store and you make sure, or you answer questionnaires about your state and the history of the state. And if you complete it, you can go to one of the local shops there and it will give you a old-fashioned saltwater taffy candy. So if you're looking for that as another way, is that you can go and not only maybe get some shopping done or enjoy window shopping as a family, but then have your kids be involved as well. Last but not least, I wanted to share some of my favorite blogs that I follow, and a lot of these also have some Instagram platforms or Facebook platforms. When it comes to finding out about free things to do or inexpensive things to do in Utah, these are some of my favorites. So Utah Adventure Family, Salt Project, Utah Kids Club, Davis County Dates gives some really great date ideas to get the parents out of the house. And then Big Adventure Fam, they have a whole list there on that link of things to do in Utah during the summer. So definitely take a gander at some of these blogs if you're looking for some fun things to do. And also until 9 p.m. tonight at the Mountain America Expo Center, you can go in an air-conditioned building and see the floats for the 47-day parade. I didn't know that they did that, but me and my little one before naps today went and saw all the floats that they'll do, but in a nice air-conditioned building without the crowd. Well, there was still a crowd, but without the heat, I should say, and a crowd. So if you're looking for a good time, they had some a balloon creator. I don't know what you call them, but they're making balloons for the kids. So that's from until 9 p.m. tonight at the Mountain America Expo Center if you're interested in going to that tonight. So I'm excited to now introduce the rest of today's lineup. We have Heather Bueller from Salt Lake County Library, who is here to talk about the library program, the programs and resources that they provide. And then I don't know why his name is not showing up because I definitely put it in the presentation, but then Rodney Jensen is from Utah Community Action is going to talk to us about the summer dinner program that Utah Community Action is doing. And then we will then talk from, or Taylor Skipwith from Utah Community Action with our Head Start program will also do a little presentation. So I'm going to now pull up Heather's presentation. I'll let you introduce yourself, Heather, as I do so.
Hello. Yes, I'm Heather Peeler with the County Library, the Salt Lake County Library System, and we're here just to talk about, again, frugal family fun and the nice part about being a part of the library. And again, coming into, by the way, air conditioned. All of our branches are air conditioned. So if you're wanting, besides splash pads, to escape heat, we are a fantastic open resource all the time. But within the walls of the air conditioning, we have everything is always free. That is one of the mandates that we've implemented as part of the Salt Lake County Library, is that no matter the program, no matter what it is always, always free to you guys. And so our presentation is, just go ahead to the next slide. And I'm going to try and blitzkrieg through all of this as fast as I can because there is a lot to cover. And I want to make sure that you get the full breadth of everyone's presentation here. Summer reading is going on. It goes on every year. It helps against summer slide. We offer a free book at the end of it. And we often partner with people like the University of Utah History Museum, Natural History Museum of Utah, and they get coupons for discount or free tickets. You can still sign up and it's very easy to do. You either read, write, play, connect, or learn. And you just do any of those a day. You check those off. You can do up to 5 a day. So you can finish this within a week. So you automatically, if you have a fine waiver, you can get that, but you also earn free books, tickets or entries into like the annual passes to like the aquarium, zoo, et cetera, et cetera. And so it helps prevent summer slide. It helps engage and connect all during the summer. You still can do that even though we're at the tail end. So we'll just mention that. Go into local branch. They'll be so happy to see you. All right, next slide for this one. We want to showcase our local branches, the ones that are closest to you. All of our branches do amazing program. They are the heart blood of all of our things that we offer. And so you don't know what you're going to expect. The nice thing is the library that is closest to you is your library. But at the same time, because we are the county library, any library within the Salt Lake County is your library. So if you can travel there, it is just as much access and you're just as empowered to go there as any place. And so you don't know what you'll find. You will find STEM activities, art activities. You might find a pirate ship, which we totally do. We do bird shows, we do magic shows, puppet shows. These are all individualized. And if you just go to thecountylibrary.org and then find our calendar, you can search by age groups, and the breadth is enormous of programs we offer every single day. And again, all of them are free. And so like we're doing Harry Potter crafts all the month of July. There's so much for adults, kids, everyone. All right, next one. And so all of our in-person programming is going to be happening full speed ahead at starting in September. But as of right now and all during COVID, we were doing what we call take and make activities. And we've even partnered with people like the Tracy Aviary, Clark Planetarium, where they put together kits that you literally just grab it and take it home. And you have a free kit full of either science experiments or crafts. These ones are called Nature at Home kits that you see here that the Tracy Aviary does, of connecting you to nature, and have a whole packet of activities that you can do all in one go bag. So you can do it at home, you can go on a picnic somewhere, and again, all free. So next slide for us. We also have a page called Digital Activities. And so this covers everything from a digital escape room. So if you can't go to an escape room, it's something you can do with your family for a date night. I'm not sure if you can see all the tabs across the top there, but it says all ages, kids, teens, adults, STEM videos, and crafternoon videos is what we called them. And so we've had people all across the country use them for classrooms when it was all virtual. We've had people from Sri Lanka, Malaysia, and Indonesia, India log in and do these escape rooms. And so they are a ton of fun and very immersive. And they cover a wide range of things. Like you could scroll down. This was just a very small snippet. And so, yes, we have digital activities. We have STEM videos and crafternoon things where you can make different crafts, all accessible at any hour of the day. So if you're just needing something even after we're closed, that's always our virtual branch is always available to you. Okay, so next, and we have something called the Library of Things. Libraries are expanding quite a bit, and a modern library isn't the general place that you're used to. So we actually have things that you can check out and take home with you. And so you can do telescopes. And if you can't make a story time due to work or other situations, we have backpacks, which, by the way, little kids love to carry in. My daughter is one of them. She loves grabbing the backpack and being responsible for it. But we have story time to go. And I love taking those to the park and having a picnic and doing it just at my leisure. And it gives you all of the songs, different books you can read, all packed in there just for you, and different activities and shakers, puppets, things like that. Up here in the middle top is something called what we call the preserve the memory equipment. And this is awesome for a wide reason of things, variety of things. If you have old slides or old 8mm film strips or video strips, VHSs, cassettes, things that are the technology is now becoming antiquated, we have equipment you can check out and digitally turn into digital files to preserve it or to be able to create more with it. And so you can make this an activity, again, date night for your own hobbies or interests. You could involve families, your kids with it. And so that's just something you can check out, and it's freely available to you. Most recently, we have started checking out hotspots so you can have Wi-Fi anywhere, and also Chromebooks. And they're two separate checkouts, but you can obviously use them together. And they check out for 3 weeks, can be renewed, I believe, if there isn't a wait list, but it's a very popular resource right now. And so, yes, these are just some of the things of our growing library of things that we offer at the library. So next slide. Okay, we also have our create spaces, what we're calling them. They are at currently Holiday, Sandy, Magna, Kearns, and they will be at Daybreak, which is being built right now, and also Granite, which is a huge library being built. This is amazing. This place, you get to come, and we've bought these resources for you as a community where you can do either, we have sewing machines, embroidery machines. We also have the full Adobe Creative Suite that you have access to. And so Photoshop, InDesign, all of these things that are the industry standard, high quality, either for your own professional use or just personal. These things cost that suite alone is several $100s for an individual. And we pay for that so that you can use it for free. We have a sound recording studio if you want to make a podcast, if you want to learn to play music. We have people that teach music lessons in there. And one of the more, well, these are all exciting, but we also have just at Kearns right now. So Kearns Library has what's called the Glow Forge. It is a laser cutter. And if you want to prototype your own inventions for entrepreneurship, or just, we also have people using them to make Father's Day gifts and birthday presents. An example is that little dragon picture down there where it's made out of paper and it creates this multi-layered thing. It can engrave and etch. Anyway, it's lasers. You get to create stuff with lasers, and it's just, you can't get better than that. And so create spaces. If you want to be creative with yourself, with a loved one, family, that's a great place to go. All right, I think I'm gonna have to blitzkrieg even faster. So go to the next slide and we'll see how fast we can get through at least a couple more. And if I am behind, if I am taking into time, please cut me off or give me a minute and I will wrap up. So next one we have is LinkedIn Learning and Universal Classes. So that ties into fun because it does have hobbies on there, and but also if you want to develop professional skills to increase, your income for more frugal family fun, they offer these. These are also free that we pay for. And the difference between LinkedIn Learning and Universal Class is LinkedIn Learning is learn at your own pace and they have very high quality professional videos. Universal Class is teacher led. And so you actually have a teacher on the other end and they cover a lot more hobbies. And so if your kids want to learn, like I want a dog training class or learn about babysitting, and it also covers businesses and other things, but you have a teacher and it also gives you certificates at the end. They both do give certificates actually, but they cross over very well. So it's whichever learning method you prefer. And so next one, this is a quick resource. We also subscribe to Consumer Reports, which is it's an independent resource, so no one's paying them for the reviews. But if you are like, okay, I need to save some money on what's the best long lasting refrigerator, or it covers almost everything, microwaves to cars to tires to everything. It gives ratings and it says which is the best one. And so you can get the best deal. And again, you don't have to pay for it. All right. So next slide, we also have, if you want to get creative, besides, if I can't get into our create spaces just yet, we also have something called Creative Bug, where again, it's professional videos where it covers everything from mastering chocolate at home to making geode paintings, leather tooling. If you want to try something like making your own paint pigments, there is so much on there, and they're adding more every single month. And they last anywhere from like a 15-minute video to these 2-hour professional classes. I'm learning one on embroidery right now. I can stitching embroidery. It's fascinating. And so if you want to get creative and want to get hobbies for fun, but again, in the comfort of your own home with air conditioning, that is a great choice. And so next, we only have 3 or 4 more slides left, I believe. So in September, we're starting up story times, and those are so crucial and essential for young learning, socially, but also just for filling those gaps. And our story times, again, at your local branches are amazing. They are so, children's librarians are so dedicated, and they'll provide things like tactile hands-on activities, usually afterwards, crafts. This one is a spread of birds and homes, different animal homes, and so they got to create their own nest. And yeah, story times are fantastic. And again, air conditioning. And so if you use that, highly recommend it. We just subscribed to Tumble Math, which is, we have Tumble Books, which are animated picture books, digital, and Tumble Math is tying in math stories. So you get that extra level of early connection to get math literacy. So they have fun learning math through stories. And so we just barely added that. And so we wanted to highlight that here as well, to make learning fun. And so also for the younger age group, we have something called Miss Humblebee's Academy, which is a hybrid preschool program. If you want to do preschool or extra learning and or even just for activities at home for that age group, they have virtual things, but they also have activities that you can do. They give you to do in person and engage and connect with your children. Brain Fuse is a hybrid of job information, like if it helps you with resumes, gives you templates. They can actually give one-on-one interview skills. They actually have people live that we subscribe to through here that they teach, either teach you skills, or if you just want to practice a reference interview, if you want to help build those skills, it's fantastic. Homework help, again, live tutors. They teach a variety of math things, and they are online every day, I think from 2 to 10, I believe. So it's after school hours that are very useful. So it doesn't quite apply to summer, but as it comes in, if they're struggling with the subject, we have tutors that are available for free. And I'm sure they can make it fun to learn. And this is our last slide for today before I wrap up, is we have what we call our signature or large scale events that can have upwards, they're huge parties. They have upwards of 1,000 people, things like our summer reading kickoff. One of the next ones coming up, the Labor Day weekend, I should look this up. I'll write it in the chat, of Chalk the Walk. It's the first Saturday in September, and it's already been filled out. Like this thing fills up in like 2 days of kids and adults of all ages, extremely good skill levels, where it's just community members, and we give them a square on our library property at the Viridian Event Center, and they do whatever chalk they want, and then you get to see them create it all day long, and then we leave it up until the rain makes it disappear. So very fun, very easy. We also have Dia de los Muertos coming in November, to celebrate Hispanic culture and remembering loved ones. Teen Yule Ball, anyway, these large scale events. We're also having one, we don't have the video of it yet, but for adults, we have something called Who Done It, and it's going to be a murder mystery just for adults to come in for a date night. And it's going to be like a live clue. There's going to be an interactive story, hors d'oeuvres. We pull out the nines, something that would be a fairly expensive date, and it is absolutely free. And that's coming in mid-November. And so all these things are available for free at the county library. And if you're not part of the county library, even so, you can still buy in. It's $80. So Frugal Family Fund, it doesn't seem like that, but the cost level is actually cheaper than a Netflix account. And it gives you access to all of these resources for a full year. And we also have DVDs you can check out. So we're just better than Netflix all around, if I'm allowed to say that. And so, um, yeah. And
Awesome.
there you go.
Thank you, Heather, so much. Wow, I learned so much about the library that I didn't even know existed, resources. I'm sure everybody did. And I am glad that you told us that there is a way, if you're not a Salt Lake County resident, to still participate in some of these things, as you mentioned. Maybe not check out, but you can still go to events. And then just like you also said in the chat there, that check out your local library. If Salt Lake County isn't your county, I know there is equally just as awesome library resources in Davis County and Utah County. So thank you for joining. Do we have any questions for Heather before we go to Rodney?
Yes, I have a question. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry I'm not putting my video on. I'm kind of got a late start and I'm still in my pajamas.
That's okay.
Thanks. So a couple questions. Now, in regards to all of the creative, like Adobe, the Create Space, I believe you said you had this equipment in Holiday, Sandy, Kearns, Murray, and then I missed the other locations. Could you repeat the other locations?
Absolutely. Yeah. Murray is not one of them. That's its own city. Magna is the other one. And then there's 2 libraries being built with designed for create spaces that are very expansive and huge. One's in Daybreak and the other is in Granite, which will be South Salt Lake. And they will have like culinary things. Like we're going to have like kitchens in there. It's going to be huge. And they're both planned to open spring 2022. So you can follow the Facebook page. We update with photos. Rather exciting stuff.
Okay, now also I hadn't really been able to take advantage of it at the Metro Library here downtown, but I know you guys had some items that, like this, and I took one class on like 3D printing a number of years ago. Do you not still have these resources at the Metro Library downtown as well?
The city library is different than the county library. We're good friends. And so they're under different guidelines. They do have the 3D printers, and I'm sure at some point, I can't speak for them, but there's no reason they would have gotten rid of it. I'm sure it's just more of a COVID guideline that they will eventually open up and offer 3D printers. I did forget to mention that every local library has a 3D printer. And so you can print for your material here at the county library. So find a county library location. We're up and running and we have the 3D printers available.
Oh, okay, great. I'm sorry, I didn't realize there was a difference.
I know, it's the library. Libraries are just great. We're all friends.
Yeah, they're awesome. And then also, Mackenzie, I'm sorry, I was about 9 minutes late getting on today because I was busy typing some stuff up and I almost forgot about the whole event here. Can you possibly go back to at the end of the program? I don't want to interrupt right now, but I want to see what was on the first couple of slides that I missed, if that's okay.
Yeah, or just for everyone's reference, this is being recorded and will be posted to our YouTube link. So I can make sure, or our YouTube page, I can make sure that everybody has access to that YouTube link. So if you miss certain things or want to go back, you can definitely access it.
Okay. And really fast, Mackenzie, if I can add for the out of county card for $80, it actually does give you full access to checkout and do interlibrary loans. Anyway, basically anything that the library offers, you become a member as soon as you do the $80. So everything's available to you then.
Perfect. Great. Oh, thank you so much, Heather, and great questions. I've got Rodney. He's ready to go. So I'm going to start screen sharing and you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I just want to make sure everyone can hear me as well. So my name is Rodney Jensen. I'm the Nutrition Services Accounting Manager with Utah Community Action. Our mission is to empowering individuals, strengthening families, and building communities through self-reliance and education programs. One program today that we'll be talking about is our summer dinners. So you can go next slide. So there's a statistic I'd like to share with you. 1 in 6 children may face hunger this year. For kids, summer is the hungriest time of the year. So as we know, during a regular school year, we can reach many of these children with programs like free breakfast, lunch, and after school meals. But during the summer when schools are closed, those meals disappear. So in partnership with the Utah State Board of Education, Utah Community Action provides healthy meals for children and teens who may not otherwise have enough food in their household during a summer months. These free, made from scratch meals provide children with the fuel they need to grow, develop, and reach their full potential. There was a news article that said children's healthiest meals of the day come from school, and which we just talked about while schools close during the summer. So summer dinners are free meal programs for children 0 to 18 that provides hot, healthy dinners and breakfast. Meals are made fresh daily at our commercial kitchen and include vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and milk each day. And these meals are now available today through August 6th, and they're located. So again, we'll say that they're free to all children 0 to 18. No documentation, IDs, signups are needed. So I'd like to kind of underline that there's no documentation you need to fill out. You don't have to show your ID. You just show up and the meals are there. Parents or caregivers can simply drive up or walk up to any location. Adults are also able to access this service for an affordable price of $3 for the dinner or breakfast that we're serving this year. This year we're serving it at 5 locations: Salt Lake City, South Salt Lake, West Valley, Midvale, and Magna. And our curbside is as a curbside pickup. So as you can see in the picture there, you just drive up or walk up. We'll deliver the meals to you. And these are service areas of the highest need, and they're from 4 to 6 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. And as you can see, a picture was sent in. These meals are both nutritious and delicious. So this is our vegetarian chickpea curry. It's quickly becoming a favorite. Another great aspect of this program is that children can try new foods and recipes to enjoy. So if you'd like to learn more about this program, specifically like our schedule, our monthly menu, or even how you can volunteer, you can visit utahca.org/summer dinners, and there's a lot more information on there for you. And at this point, I'm open to any questions there, if anyone has them at this point. Perfect, sounds great. Well, thanks everyone.
Yeah, I think, there wasn't any. I have a quick question for you.
Absolutely.
I can't remember where I saw the flyer originally, but I saw somewhere that parents can also eat the food at a small cost, right? So if, it's not free for them, but they can buy it. Is that right?
Correct, just for $3 per meal. So if they want to come in and join the meal too, it's only $3, and that just covers the cost of the meal for us.
Perfect. And is there, I know this is happening during the summer, but is there anything during, the winter months or anything similar to this that goes on that Utah Community Action provides in terms of food?
Sure, so there's many more programs within Utah Community Actions. We do have a pantry program, and you can learn more about that at utahca.org. As we're just about to talk about the Head Start program, we do also make the meals in-house for the children that are participating with the Head Start program too. So there are many nutrition opportunities within Utah Community Action, like you're saying, during the winter months. But right now, through the summer program, this is something that we offer for the entire community to enjoy.
I have a question as soon as you're available.
Absolutely.
So, as you were talking about and showing the slide about summertime being the hungriest time for children, I was just wondering, why is it then that more states don't incorporate year-round schooling like some other states? Like, I remember when I was growing up in California, I didn't go to year-round school. I had summers off like most people. But I remember knowing of some people in the San Diego area that actually went to year-round school. And I was just wondering why Utah and more other, places throughout the nation don't do that. So that way the children do have access to consistent nutrition throughout their, formidable years?
Yeah, that's definitely a great question. Our agency focuses a little bit more on the Head Start side, so they're children between 0 and 5 years. So we actually do offer year-round services for us, that we know that's a great need, and we always advocate for, if there's that missing gap like we're talking about, the nutrition meals, we'll advocate for that for anyone that's in the community that we see those services are needed. And that's hence why we're doing the summer meals program, but a great opportunity to reach out to, local school districts and see if there's other programs that are out there in case there's more others that are in need. I mean, you're more than welcome to reach out to me directly, and I'd attempt to set you up with those resources. I just don't have them off the top of my head.
And that's okay. I mean, I'm not even a parent. I don't have any children, but I just was wondering why they don't change the school system to being year round, because it's also been, to my knowledge, proven to be better. Just like what the gal from the library was talking about, preventing summer slide, kind of going backwards and not keeping your mind fresh and active. Active year-round schooling does that for people. But I did want to also add about when Mackenzie was asking about other resources. I know that the Crossroads Urban Center over here on like 4th East in downtown Salt Lake, every day from like 9 to 3, they do offer like a free sack. Like if you're home, if somebody's homeless or what have you, or whatever, they just need a meal that day and they don't have access to taking food home and preparing it, they can get a sack lunch.
That's
Awesome.
a great
Good
other
to know.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Thanks, Beverly.
Oh, you're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Rodney, for your resource and your expertise and education about the nutrition program, and more particularly the summer dinners. I know that that is benefiting a lot of individuals. And if you haven't already, go take your kids, get a free meal, and then maybe even pay just the $3 to enjoy it yourself. Okay, so last but not least, we have Taylor, who is going to go next. I think, was it Taylor who's joining, or?
I'm actually going to do it for her.
Okay,
yeah.
So Tanya, okay, awesome. I'm going to share the screen. We've got Tanya from Utah Community Action, who's going to talk to us about their Head Start program. So we launch that, and you can go ahead and start. Okay. Sorry, I'm not used to being the MC here.
All right. So like she said, I'm going to talk about the Utah Community Action's Early Head Start and Head Start program, which is a high quality award-winning program for children from 0 to 5 years of age. So it's essentially a preschool program. We provide educational activities, medical and dental referral services, as Rodney mentioned, nutritional meals and self-reliance services for the entire family. So it's kind of like all inclusive. We try to help the family in general. Obviously their focus is on the children, but we also try to help the family too. And it is a federally funded program. So we do give priority to families that whose income falls between the federal poverty guidelines, and also children with disabilities or that have special needs as well. So our Early Head Start program, it's actually one of the largest, or Utah Community Actions is the largest program in the state. So our program has classrooms anywhere from Rose Park area or all throughout the Salt Lake Valley, as well as Wendover and Tooele. And it's been recognized as one of the best public preschools in Utah at a national level as an exemplary program. So our Head Start model, we focus on social emotional development, school readiness, the physical well-being and development of children, as well as health and oral health services. We do nutrition services, as I've mentioned, parent engagement, parent education, and family development. And we do have in-house and community resources such as HEAT program. We have a weatherization, housing, adult education, nutrition. So it's kind of a well-rounded services that we offer our families. So we are an accredited program that we serve income eligible families, like I mentioned, in Salt Lake, Tooele counties, and Wendover. For early Head Start, we serve children that are from 0 to 3. And then for our Head Start program, they need to be 3 to 5. If they are 3, they need to be 3 or turn 3 years old by the date used to determine eligibility for public schools, which is usually September 1st. The only exception is Wendover, which the eligibility for public schools is September 30th. They can't be older than that just because if they turn 5 before September, then they should be going to kindergarten and we no longer serve them. So our early Head Start program, all of our classrooms are 6.5 hours, Monday through Friday from 8 to 2:30. We also have a home-based program, which is 1.5 hour home visit once a week. And then also that one also has group socializations twice a month for the child and the parent. We also offer a prenatal program that we try to enroll first-time mothers. Although sometimes we also enroll families that maybe like refugee families that it's the mom's first time maybe that's pregnant since coming here. And then we also try to do or enroll families or mothers that are on their first trimester. And this includes monthly visits with a trained educator. And we also have our early Head Start Child Care Partnership Program, which is usually in partnership with the county, as well as with, we have one with the U of U, Neighborhood House. So each one kind of varies as far as what the requirements are, but most of them all require childcare subsidy. These are longer hours. It says up to 10 hours a day, although they've changed it to about 8 hours, and it's Monday through Friday as well. Our Head Start program, there's three different hours. We have our single session Head Start classes, which are 3.5 hours, 4 days a week. So it goes Monday through Thursday. And they get the option of either the morning or the afternoon. Mornings are usually from 8 to 11:30, and the afternoon is usually 12:30 to 4. For this one, classes start in September and they usually end in May. Our duration classes are 6 hours long, also 4 days a week, so Monday through Thursday. General hours are from 8 to 2. And then that one does last a little longer. That one's from September towards the end of July. And our full day classrooms, those are 8.5 hours. That one does have limited number of locations with only 4 of them. And we do give preference for extended hours to families that work full-time or are attending school, as well as usually 4-year-olds so that we can get them ready for kindergarten as well. This slide is right now we're doing virtual learning services, but for the new school year, we're actually not. So you can probably skip this one. Okay, so for all of our early Head Start and Head Start classrooms are going to be on site. For Head Start classrooms, we serve about 15 to 20 children per class. And then for early Head Start classroom, it's 6 to 8 children. Most of them are eight classrooms or 8 children per classroom for the early Head Start. And we will continue to implement the cleaning and sanitizing procedures all throughout the year. Oh, you can change it, you're fine. So our applications, we've tried to make it very user-friendly for families. So they just have to go to our website at www.utahca.org and complete the online application there. Once that's completed, it'll generate or email them a link where they can click on the link and then they get sent to bookings where they can schedule an intake appointment. Right now, due to COVID and everything, we're only doing phone intakes. So the family doesn't have to travel anywhere. We just give them a call and get that application completed. And then also our ERCS number is on there, and our email. So if you guys ever have any questions or the families have any questions, they can always give us a call. So as far as the application process, like I said, once they complete the online application, they'll get to book an appointment to complete the phone interview, in which case they will be sending verification of the child's age, child's immunization record, proof of income for the previous 12 months, which could be tax forms, it could be pay stubs, and then proof of residence. So whoever does the eligibility with them, that's where the families will be sending it so that we can determine if they're income eligible based on the federal poverty guidelines. We try to process the applications as quickly as possible and place the child on the wait list. If they're accepted, then the family receives an acceptance letter via email. This is, I think, so this is just an example of what our website looks like. It actually got updated a little bit, so I apologize for that. But as you can see, it's the same concept. So it'll still show on there to apply in either in English and Spanish. And now we actually added a couple more languages to our website. So you can look up our website with Nepali, Portuguese, Arabic, English, or Spanish. So we try to break those language barriers. During the application interview, the family advocates that are conducting the interviews with the families also have a language program that they can use that has a lot of other languages on there. That way we can try to facilitate the application process for those families. And then if any of you are referring any of the families, there's also a section in the website where you can go put their name on there and their information as well as your information. And then we can happily go and contact that family to help them with the application process. And again, if you have any questions, my number or our number is right there, as well as our email. And yeah, you can just email us anytime. There's about 8 of us in our department, so we'll be happy to help. And that's it. So if you have any questions, I'd love to answer some.
Thank you, Tanya. Does anyone have any questions for her?
No, but I just want to say that was a very thorough presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I have a quick one really quick. So I know preference or priority is given, I guess, is it only by income base that you're qualified, or is it just income base is given to the, or is given priority?
They're given priority. So we do try to prioritize families that are income eligible, homeless, or foster. Then we have an intermediate section. So they're not income eligible, but they're not over income. And then we have over income families. So we do look at income, but also we have a point-based system trying to prioritize families that are like in a lot of need. So a lot of the times we do get referrals from like DDI, for example, or from the county from children that maybe have special needs and that would benefit from the program. And they may be over income, but we still do try to prioritize them as well. So it really just varies. And I try to encourage all families to apply whether they are over income or not. Just because you never know. There is a limited number. We can only enroll 10% of the total program for over income families, but like I said, I mean, if they need it, and then based on our point system, then we can try to get them in as well.
Perfect. And then I guess a follow-up question to that is, you mentioned the Head Start versus oh no, I forgot, the 0 to 3 versus 3 to 5. Mm-hmm. In regards to that, there was some that was part day, all day. Is that something, I know that you mentioned that it's given priority to those who maybe work full time, but do they get to choose that, or do they get to just say, I prefer this, and then it's just based off of availability?
Yeah, so during the application process, you're asked what classrooms you want to be waitlisted for. And each site has different availability. So there's some sites that have a full day class, a 6 hour class, and a 3.5 hour class. And then there's some sites that don't have that, that maybe only offer half days. So it just depends on where you live and what you want to be waitlisted for. You can be waitlisted for all of them if you wanted to. And then whatever one we have availability in, that's where we try to place you. And if for some reason there's not an available classroom in the site that you wanted, then we do it based on the area.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who joined today. Our resources that came from Salt Lake County Library, as well as Utah Community Action. I really appreciate it. Any other final questions from those joining us today?
It's not a question, but it's previously addressing, since there was interest in the create spaces, I'm just going to throw a link into what our create spaces, and it has a full list of all of the materials and types of things across the branches. So it'll be easy for anyone to navigate, and then they can just peruse the website for other things that we have. But that does, since there was interest in the create spaces specifically, there's a link to that.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And
Thank you.
I have a quick question too, Heather, really fast. So you mentioned that there is Chromebooks as well as maybe some hotspots that people can borrow or rent, I guess, from their library card. And is that available now at all branches, or is it just specific branches?
It is at all branches. Limited number, obviously. So, but you can put them on hold. And so if someone uses it up, it's like, okay, then it'll become available and you can continually put them on hold and use them as a continual resource.
That's so cool. That's great to know. Thanks again, everyone. This was so helpful, not just to those live, but I'm sure those who are going to find it maybe even a year from now. So thank you for joining. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at Info at Fair Credit, or I think the link was given further up about where you can go and watch this again. And yeah, thanks for joining us. Have a good rest of your day.
Just one sec, Heather. I don't see the link in the